Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mangello. It is time for WDW Radio Live because it's Wednesday night. It's 7:30 here on the East Coast, and it is, as always, my favorite night of the week because I and you, we choose the good, and I am so happy that you chose to be here tonight. If you're watching live, I hope you brought a snack and your appetite because we're talking food. Please do me a favor. Forward this to a friend, invite them, tag them, invite them to join us tonight. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to turn on notifications and join us every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We get to talk about some of my favorite, these are a few of my favorite things. Food and dining, which all is basically one because it's centered around food. And I'm a giver. I love being able to give away things, which is why I give away like prizes every week on the show. This is huge. It's probably the biggest prize I've ever given away. I didn't think about it until this very second. Tonight, one lucky winner is going to win a truly magical vacation experience for not one, not two, not three, but four people at the Art of Marvel Hotel in Disneyland Paris at Disney's New York. 4 tickets for 4 people for 4 days, both parks. Speaking of food, vouchers for breakfast, lunches, and, wait for it, dinners, and a few other surprises that I don't even know what they all are. It's awesome. And we'll get to that in a minute. Let's do a couple of things first. Thanks to all of you who are watching on Facebook, some of you who are watching on YouTube. I appreciate you being here as well. Don't forget, though, if you're watching on YouTube, when I go live, like out and about in the parks, I can only go one live in one spot. So make sure you try and watch on Facebook as well. I see people who are in the chat who I know have entered. I appreciate every single one of you who took part in the contest. Just promise me that we'll still be friends, even if you don't win. You're all winners to me. Actually, I'm the winner. I'm the winner because I get to be friends with you. Zach Brown, absolutely. We don't necessarily have to have random meetings at lunch locations. We can actually plan for it in advance. You pick the spot and pick up the check. So there you go. But yeah, so we'll get to the giveaway winner in a little while. The winner has been selected. The winner has not been notified as yet. I'm going to release it live tonight. So I know many of you are excited. Many of you tried bribery. There was a few comments in there like, listen, if I win, I can only have 2 other friends I'll take with me. So if you want to while that's very humbling and very flattering, it did not work because it was completely random. And yes, Emily Ennis, it's why I'm not doing it at the beginning because the viewer count is going to drop dramatically as soon as I announce the winner, which is why you got to tease and just wait till the very end. Actually, I had another idea that I'm going to implement in the future for a giveaway. It's going to be really, really cool, and we'll get to that soon. So even if you don't win tonight, don't worry because there's more giveaway stuffs coming up. Chris Garr just said, I just got your interview book. Still look forward to reading and listening. Thank you very much, brother. And stay tuned because it is called Volume 1 for a reason. So that's, I'll just leave it at that. Yesenia Natalie Villa, thank you for being here. Where are you watching from? If this is your first time, where are you watching from? Garrett Longhofer on YouTube. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Vonna, this is an incredible opportunity. It's an amazing giveaway, and I am grateful to the folks over at Disneyland Paris for making this happen. But before we get there, let's go here, because in case you haven't paid attention, this week's show, I really had a good time on this week's show, in case you couldn't tell, is about one of my top 10 favorite non-top 10 topics, which is food, glorious food. That's exactly what we talked about this week. We talked all about our favorite food, the best of the best foods in Walt Disney World with AJ from the Disney Food Blog, who I cannot believe I've never had on the show before. I like, and we've literally been sort of talking about this possibly for years. Like AJ, every time I see him, like, you gotta come on the show. We gotta do something together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I text her. I'm not the only one who is late on the text in return. So, but that's okay. I'll fall on the sword because AJ is my friend and she is my guest. But we finally made it happen. And I don't know about you. I don't know if have you listened yet? Let me know. I had such a good time recording with her. She was just so much fun, and it was super like chill and casual, and really interesting to hear the contrasting, the conflicting, the sometimes aligned opinions of our favorite foods in Walt Disney World. Garrett still wanted to, if I win, we might need to get the gang back together and do a top 10 bathrooms in Disneyland Paris. Listen, I am willing to go back and do more of that research if need be, because the amount of time I spent in Disneyland Paris is defined as not enough. Christina Ritz from New Jersey, it's good to see you. I wonder, Christina Ritz, are you related? I almost said, are you related to Mrs. Ritz? Of course you are, because you might be Mrs. Ritz. But I met Mrs. Ritz, my fifth grade teacher, who still, all these years later, she had like such an impact on me, obviously, because I remember Mrs. Ritz from the fifth grade at Wardlaw Hartridge. So I knew this was going to happen, right? As soon as you start to say the best of the best and you say certain things, people are going to say, Mongello, you're a moron. How could Space 220 have not been the best themed restaurant? It's why we do the lists. It's why I snuck in more than one as the best of the best. I'm almost pretty sure, 83.27% sure, I mentioned Space 220 when we were talking about the best themed restaurants. And it really is sort of how you define it. And I'm going to ask I'm going to ask your opinions tonight, because I want to hear from you, right? I love doing the podcast, but it's one thing I love about the live shows like this is that I get to have these conversations with you. We're going to have them sort of together in a completely unscripted, like whatever happens format. That's why I encourage you to call the voicemail. So if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, call the voicemail 407-900-9391. I will play it on the air. State your case. Plant your flag at Space 220 or wherever it might be. So Amy says Art of Animation, Landscape of Flavors, and the Land Pavilion. I think I mentioned Art of Animation as one of the favorite food courts in Walt Disney World. Nick Palazzo said it might be one of my favorite episodes. 1, thank you. 2, if you feel that way, you know what to do. Cue the music. I have no music. Spread the word. Tell a friend. Share it on social. Tag me. I'll follow you back. I'll reshare it. Tag me and AJ and Walt Disney World. The more people that you can get to listen, the more I appreciate it. So I really do appreciate it. So let's see. I thought I remember AJ being on the show before too. Jim, I might be completely wrong. Maybe it's something that we had talked about. I think she was on, I want to say maybe a live show, but maybe not. Glenn Davis, has 2 thumbs and loves New Orleans. This guy, what part of NOLA are you from? Love the positivity. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I really dig New Orleans a lot. I have something New Orleans related coming soonish. So stay tuned. Dina Brenneman, it's a great episode. I love her snarky humor. It is. There's this like little bit of edge to AJ, which was great, and it's why I sort of love the format of the podcast like that. Like I don't edit. Like I really don't edit, except the one woman that cursed. It happened to be a Disney legend, but that's fine. I don't edit because I want it to be very natural, very conversational, and a little bit of snark sometimes is fun. So Mandy says AJ is my fave. Erica says, love all the recommendations. 48 days till our trip. Lots on the list. Katrina says, good show. I think you only mentioned Boathouse 2,000 times. I can't help it. It's my love of Boathouse is wide and it's deep. And I think I mentioned some of the reasons why. And if you don't believe me, let's go. We'll go together. Happy Wednesday, says Becky Mahankin from MEI Mousefin Travel. And yes, I'm late. It's okay. Life happens. Today was a life happens day. Today was wildly outside. You can plan and prepare and batch and schedule, and then God's like, boop, here you go. I always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you're doing tomorrow. It's okay. I made it to the show barely on time. I haven't eaten in 11 hours, but it doesn't matter. Oh, look what I just did there. Jim buddy says, maybe missed the best burger on property, Ale and Compass. Jim, I've never had the burger at Ale and Compass, and I think you just determined where you and I are going to eat next. So let's forget coffee. Maybe we should go to and have a burger at Ale and Compass together. Diet be damned. I'm just going to go to Ale and Compass and have all of the burgers. So, and Hannah, yeah, the appreciate it. Listen, I'm a very positive person, but the one thing, like, and I tell every one of my guests the same thing, like, whatever you feel, that's what you say. Like, there's no filter, there's no, like, rose-colored drape on top of this. What you feel is, and I just happen to be a person who's and it's sort of appropriate. I'm wearing the Choose the Good shirt. Hannah says, yes, you did in fact mention Space 220 at least once. I need to go do a live review of Space 220. Do you want to know what the problem is? Do you want to know why I haven't done it? Because there's anybody who wants to go with me. I sit outside with the reservations and I just wait and nobody shows up. I can hear you, my friends, screaming just all the time. Lou is the winner in the chat. I don't know, and even if I did, I wouldn't answer, right? It would not be fair to anybody, because if I say no, all of you are just going to drop off, and then nobody's going to watch anymore. So hopefully listening tomorrow on the beach at the Jersey Shore. Nadine, what part of the Jersey Shore do you go to? What is like your Jersey Shore beach? I used to have, my parents had a house down in Point Pleasant when I was younger. In my formative years, I'd go to Seaside, but yes, I was that guy, like cruising up and down like Ocean Avenue and Seaside. It was not pretty, but it's fine. Carrie says, I went to Dahlia Lounge and Toledo for the first time. Both were fabulous. I love Dahlia Lounge. I need to go do a live dining review of Dahlia Lounge. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. And I have not had, I've been to a media event when it first opened, and I was at an invited event, like in a private room, and I don't sort of count that as actual meals at Dahlia Lounge. Like I need to sort of go, actually, I've been there 3 times. That's a lie. I've been there 3 times, all for like media event stuff. So they're not full meals. Like when I do a live review, same thing. It's the reason why when I do a live review, I record everything. Like I don't tell them in advance, but like when I sit down, I'm like, listen, server person, if you see me talking into this box, this is what we're doing. Like, is that cool? And we just sort of let it go, right? Some people like it. Some people don't like it. It's fine. But the reason why I do it that way, as opposed to let's go eat, let's go home, and then we'll talk about a review later on, is I want you to hear exactly what's happening. I want you to hear what the service is like. I want you to hear what the ambiance is like. I want you to hear our actual responses to the food, to the service, to the atmosphere as it's happening, right? So 1, you feel like you're sitting there, and 2, it's not this sort of not that it's scripted, but I think it's not that, and it's not inauthentic or disingenuous, but I think there's something very real about doing it as it happens. I would do it live if I could, but sometimes our meals, I may or may not have had I think my meal at Chico, it was close to 4 hours the other night. Good Gandhi, that mac and cheese is so good. Anyway, so I need to go to Toledo as well. That was the whole point. Amy, I did not get to Pizzeria Bellanotte at Disneyland Paris. We only had a finite amount of time and an infinite amount of hunger, but I did not get a chance to do that. Hannah is going to listen on her way down to Florida on Friday. That's the way to do it. Are you hopping in the family truckster and driving, or are you hopping in the family jet and coming down and flying? So David Brewster says, Space 220, cool theme. The food was meh. I considered a low ROI. So David, did you do the full meal, or did you do the lounge? Because I'm wondering if the lounge is the play there. I was there a few months ago when they released some of the new items on the menu. I had a wonderful meal all by myself, which was fine. It was a lot of food, and it's okay. I took one for the team. I really enjoyed the new menu. So I don't know how long ago you went, but I really like some of the stuff in the lounge too. So maybe I'll do the lounge. I have to figure it out. I'll have to, yeah. So, by the way, just as a quick aside, Kelly says, Becky Mangan, I must say, Caroline of MEI is a peach. Certainly refer her to others and teach and something outdo myself for future. I don't know what that means, but I know it's a nice word about Caroline, and I agree. Chris says, Chico is our vote for best romantic dining. We had the best dates, bad dates, the best wine, and the mac and cheese filet. No, the mac and cheese on the side of the filet is wonderful, the 4 cheese mac and cheese, but you got to get the bobotie mac and cheese appetizer. I don't know. I need to get some of that and the shrimp and andouille and the lobster mac and cheese and have like a mac and cheese off. Somehow, if I can get them all in the same room at the same time and then see, maybe that's what I need to do. I'll do like a top. I'll get to that, and I'll get to that later. Yesenia loved the sci-fi dine-in. We were able to get last minute, and it was delicious. I haven't been there in years. The last time the same thing happened, I went sort of last minute. I sat on one of the picnic tables in the back, and I loved it. And I was actually thinking the other night when there used to be Star Wars weekends. They had a Star Wars breakfast there, which was awesome. The food was great. They were showing clips from Star Wars movies and old like toy commercials and promo videos for like the original trilogy. And they had Jawas walking briskly, walking around that you could trade. So you could trade like a pin or, I was going to say a matchbook, but who carries a matchbook? Like a pin or a coin or a stick of gum with the Jawas for some of the stuff that was in their packs. Unfortunately, Star Wars weekends is history like the Star Cruiser, but it was I really enjoyed it, but I haven't gone there for dinner in a long, long time. So Amy loves Pecos Bills. Pecos Bills was like a Magic Kingdom favorite of mine. 1, before Skipper Canteen, and 2, even before COVID. They were like changing the menu very rapidly. They were pulling some things away. I haven't been there recently, other than during like an after hours party. So I can't really speak to the quick service menu there. But as I'm continuing to go through these comments, what is your favorite quick service dining experience in all of Walt Disney World? It's the question I led off with yesterday. Becky, by the way, just so you know, quick service is when you go and you get like a tray and they hand you your food and you carry it back to this random seat that you pick on your own. It's very sort of self-service thing. It's what a lot of us enjoy doing, just to sort of give you an idea of what that means versus the table service and concierge. I'm going to get an angry text from Becky in 3, 2, there it comes. David Brewster says, my favorite restaurant on property overall is Topolino's all day, every day. Stephanie King says, Mama Melrose is the best, most underrated restaurant in all of Walt Disney World. Fun fact, I should use this maybe I'll use this as a trivia question anyway, but you guys know the answer. Mama Melrose's was the very first live dining review I ever did. Me, Glenn Whalen, Scott, Tony Mendyke, if you're here, and me, Glenn, Scott, Tony. I think there was one other person. And I was like, let's just wing it. Let's just see what happens and just record it. I can still see our server who's like, what are you weirdos doing? I can see where we sat too. And and from there, the live dining reviews were born. If you know what, maybe I should do this. Maybe I'll do this to the nation. Like if somebody wants to join me for a live dining review, I'll put that out there. I had I mentioned on the show, I think that I hadn't been to Flying Fish in a long time. I got a lot of volunteers, including volunteers who were willing to bribe and say, I'd love to go to Flying Fish and review it with you. I'll even pay for you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I never make anybody pay. I never make anybody pay when I do a live dining review because we get an insane amount of food and that's just it's not fair. So, um, Karen Jenkins says, Lou and AJ, the voices of Walt. Wow, that's very high praise, and I'm in very good company. I very much appreciate that. I don't know if AJ would agree, but thank you. You know, Jilly says, I was about to ask about the best taco on Walt Disney World property. I had more that I wanted to get to. Where is the best taco on property? Because it doesn't necessarily, oh, you know, yes, I was going to say the fish tacos at Boathouse is in that conversation. Rosa Mexicano is in the, you know what? I'm going to put this out to the, maybe I'll put it out to the nation. Maybe I'll put it out to you guys too. I need to go and review. I have to write this down. I really need to go review Rosa Mexicano. I don't know why I'm writing this down, but Rosa Mexicano. If you're like Mangello, I'm an expert in Mexican food. I should be the guy. Let me know. Oh, I never said more snark. I never wrote. Who wrote more snark? Nobody. Nobody wrote that. Please, Becky, less snark. I have all this listener feedback saying less snark from Becky. Please. I just did it again. See, it's the fun of live video. The Bleep on Alice Davis's episode is probably my favorite WW Radio. It might be mine too, Taylor. It very well might be mine, just because it's just so fun to reference back to it. Tony says, I try to go to one new restaurant each trip. Tony, there's only one restaurant. Well, is this true? I think it's still true that there's only one restaurant I've never eaten at, and I'm about to, like relatively soon. I'm going to save that. I'm going to tease that and just leave it there and go. Glenn says, from the West Bank of New Orleans, we take our food seriously there. Glenn, I was there a month ago. We just had the best food. Like, I ate at Dookie Chase's, which was a really nice treat. I had muffaletta, I had beignets, I had jambalaya. I had some really, really good gumbo too. I could just eat my way through that city. And we went to Preservation Hall. Like, Preservation Hall was like, it's where it lives up to the hype. Yeah. Jamie said, did we agree about the amazingness of the boathouse? I believe we did. I believe she was very much on board with Boathouse as well. Filet sliders with grilled onions. Nick, this is not my first rodeo. You have to get the grilled onions on the filet sliders. It's why I put those up there as in the conversation about best burger on property. I know it's technically not a hamburger, but it is meat on a bun. So I included it just because I love it oh so much. Chris, listen, there was a lot of things that we did not get to mention. I think Hoop-de-Doo is one of the best overall dining experiences. It's not for everybody. Becky doesn't like it. She's like, it's buckets of chicken flying around. That to me is part of the fun. And if I could have them just make like a king size bed of cornbread, I would lay on it and just nibble on it at night, which is really weird as it's coming out of my mouth. But I'm trying to get home the point that I love the cornbread there so very much. Ashley Bittenbender, those are two words that like go right to my heart and right to my tummy. I frothy ramen. It's at the Festival of the Holidays, right? No, not Festival of the Holidays. They have the soba noodles. Is it Food and Wine is frothy ramen in Japan? It's cold. It's ramen. It's got this frothy. Oh God, it's so good. I love it so much. Japan is so far away. Don't have 30 boxes. As a matter of fact, Becky, I have 2 boxes. Oh, that's so sad. I just dropped that. But I do have 2 boxes of Good and Plenty behind me, just in case. Like, if the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm ready because I've got my house. I'll just get that later. Lori, if only somebody would go with me. Lori, you and I, Lori, we have to do a dining room. Pick your place, Lori Oliveri, and we will do a dining review together one of these days. I smell a meat of the month with a food theme. I've done it before, but usually like nobody ends up eating. But although we did have a lot of people who stayed at Scat Cats last month, which was a blast, by the way, for anybody who was there. We had such a good time. A bunch of people stayed for the jazz music and for the food, which was really, really good. I actually want to go back. I want to review the food at Scat Cats and the environment. I think Scat Cats is like an absolute hidden gem. I think Scat Cats is a hidden gem, and I think Pepe at Haleo is another hidden gem. It's small. It's like everybody walks right by it. Nobody goes in, and the food is really, really, really good. And maybe I'll go there this weekend. Oh, it's a weekend, and it's far away, and it's so hot outside. Maybe not this weekend. Let's see. Sue Passauer from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel says, I feel like I could eat anywhere in Disney and find something I love simply because I'm there. Everything tastes better in Disney. I agree. I don't think that there's any restaurant, Sue, where you can't find something that appeals to you. And if you do, like if you do are unable to find something, I think even in a lot of, like, you can talk to the server, you can talk to the chef, and they're so willing to try and accommodate not just special needs and allergies, but even that too. Can you take the sauce on here? Can you put a different sauce? Like, I've seen that happen a lot. So I think that you're right. I think that there are ways to find something in every restaurant that you go to. Cassie Tucker, good to see you. Tim Brown says, Ellen and Matt Shaw say Ocean City is our beach town. Tim Brown says Asbury Park. Do you guys remember when Asbury Park was like, he didn't go to Asbury Park. Asbury Park was like bad news, man. It was like post-apocalyptic. And then all of a sudden people started buying it up and really investing like hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in there. From what I understand, Asbury Park is once again beautiful. Deb said grew up and had a cottage on Long Beach Island. Kira is trying to get home. Oh, everybody's delayed, Kiara. Everybody seems to be delayed everywhere. I hear nothing but just horror stories about people stuck at airports. So Evie says she used to go to Asbury Park, and it's where she's going tomorrow for her birthday. So I guess I'd be really curious to see what it's like, but I don't get back to Jersey that often. And by that often, I mean like ever. Seaside Heights JR Juniors for sauce. Oh my God. So if on the boardwalk in Seaside, there's there's like a Midway stand that has like fresh squeezed lemonade, and then you get the sausage and you get the salt and vinegar on the French fries. Oh my God, Jim, it's the only thing I miss about Jersey. And the pizza and the bagels. But we have Jersey bagels down here. We have Northeast bagels, thanks to Stuff a Bagel. It's an endorsement for it. They're not sort of paying for the airtime, but it doesn't matter because I love Stuff a Bagel and the people who work there so much. Ashley Bittenbetter says, pick me for Dahlia. I've never been a huge lover of Spain and Spanish cuisine. And speaking, wait, let me slow down. I thought you said I've never been a lover of Spain or Spanish food. What you're really saying is I've never been, but I am a huge lover of Spain and Spanish cuisine and speaking Spanish, and I could go on. All of those things are pros. Let me know next time you come down, and maybe we'll try and make that happen. We'll get a couple other folks, and we'll go, and we'll just have it. You forgot about our meeting there when we came up with that one idea that we still haven't announced. Becky loves to speak in mysteries wrapped in riddles, in conundrums. You forgot about our meeting there when we came up that idea that we still haven't announced. Becky, that's basically every one of our conversations. They are cryptic and mysterious, and every now and then I'll get a little spark of inspiration, and then somehow it gets forgotten about it. But that's fine. Seaside has gotten better. Yamal Dillon says, I have the latest podcast episode on my listen list for tomorrow morning. Bad time to listen about food on my way to work. Probably. I would have a lot of carbohydrates before you get in the car tomorrow. A lot of carbohydrates, a lot of caffeine. There's a lot of yummy food discussions going on. Sean Roberson says, we have extra room on a reservation for Ohana on July 8th. Feel free to join us. I would love to. just because I like you and I like Ohana. However, I will not be here, and next week I will tell you why. Dot dot dot. It's really good. It's really, I think it is. I have to tell you before because I can't tell you after. How's that? Um, so, let me see. I know, Becky, I'm so far behind in chat. I'm like, oh, right, Dahlia Lounge. Yes. I'm way behind in the chat. And I love all the chat, but I'm way behind. Yes, Dahlia Lounge, we did. We had a wonderful meeting outside, and the charcuterie board and the things. Oh, we need to do that again. Let's see. Elizabeth says everything is I will tell you, everything in Paris, if you didn't get a chance to listen to that episode yet, everything in Paris is prefix. Everything, every restaurant is prefix, including Walt's, which I loved. But every restaurant is prefix. Pim's is a buffet, which I really dug, but everything else you'll find is prefix. I love the lounges too. I have really come to enjoy the food at the lounges. I heard your Territory Review Lounge at Wilderness Lodge. I have so many regrets for not going there. So, Carol, you know what that means. You need to get on the horn or the little internets, contact your Mouse Fan Travel advisor and say, listen, I need a resi at Wilderness Lodge. Hook me up because I need to go back to Territory Lounge. That alone is enough incentive. You can go to Wilderness Lodge for like a weekend and never have to leave and never get bored. Dining-wise, entertainment-wise, like the boats, the pool, the lounges, the food, like I really just go and like sit in the Cowwood room with a little book by the little fireplace for a couple hours. That's a nice time, right? That is a really nice time right there. Zach Brown says the carbathon. Zach Brown, every day for me is a carbathon. It's pretty much it's my go-to part of the food pyramid. We don't use the food pyramid anymore, do we? I don't know what we do, but yeah. Dan Boyle says, this may not be a popular opinion, but we really love our steaks at Le Cellier. I know others think steaks are better elsewhere, but we love it there. Dan, AJ, I think she said that's where she found the best steaks for her was there. I think there's a few places that you probably can't go wrong. Le Cellier, I haven't been to Yachtsman in years, but I liked Yachtsman. Shula's is a remarkable steak. Shula's is a remarkable steak. Yeah, I'm going to say Boathouse because it's a Gibson steakhouse, and the steaks there are phenomenal. And relative to some other places you might go, they're reasonably priced as far as steaks go. The steaks at Kappa at the Four Seasons, you're going to pay Four Seasons prices for it. I remember that steak being really good. But again, I had the wine pairing too, so maybe, who knows? Let's see. A lot of love for Sign 5, Jim O'Neill X50's Primetime Cafe. You know who would love 50's Primetime Cafe? Becky. No, she wouldn't. She would not like being told what to do and have plates of fried chicken and meatloaf thrown at her, which is why I think Becky needs to go. We need to do a top 10 places we need to force Becky to go in Walt Disney World. So let's see. First thing is All-Star Sports, probably during cheerleader week, on the third floor, as far away from the main hall as possible. She needs to go to, a lot of kid-friendly places, kids clubs, if at all possible. This would be a fun list. Maybe I'll put this in the, maybe I'll put that in the clubhouse and you guys can have fun with it. Hannah, even AJ said the same thing. Chicken Guys, I still think now that Trails End does not do it, Chicken Guy is probably the overall best value for a full meal in Walt Disney World. 5 tenders, I think it's $7, $8, and they're big and they're meaty and the sauces are yummy and you can get extra sauces and just go to town. I did a review there. I did it with Connor. Was it Connor and somebody else? I don't know if I did a full review but I think I had done it like on, um, maybe it was just on social. But I really like it there. Like that's a darn good chicken tender, which I feel like eating right now. I really want to go to Everglazed. I am craving a funky chicken like there's nobody's business. Like I'm having like a pregnancy craving for a funky chicken. I have never been pregnant, but I've had sympathetic pregnancy cravings before. And that's sort of what I'm feeling since we talk about it. Kevin Lively says, you don't have to say Skipper Canteen because I'm here. I didn't, but I'm happy that it's Kevin. I was actually thinking about you in a non-creepy way, although I just made it creepy by saying that. In a non-creepy way, the other day, I'm like, when Kevin was on the show, we had a very sort of narrow conversation about some of the stuff you had worked on. I think I need to ask Kevin if he wants to come back on and talk about some of the other stuff because you've worked on a lot of other stuff. I think we would sort of confine our conversation to the updates to the Jungle Cruise. That's what it was. Now, maybe if you want, if you can, we can chat about some other stuff. And the crowd is going wild as I say that. I haven't read that in the comments yet, but I'm just assuming that that's what they're saying. My favorite burgers at Steakhouse 71. I think the burger at Steakhouse 71, the stack burger, is the best simple burger. And what I mean by that is the burger stands on its own. It's not covered in sauces, funky cheeses, all kinds of accoutrements. Like it's a burger and it's cheese and pickles. Boom, that's it. Like it is a simple, plain, delicious burger. And you can get it not just in the sit-down restaurant, but you can get it at the lounge too, which is nice. I had it there a couple weeks ago, and it was so... I saw Zach Brown there. He was having one too. I wanted a bite of his. Favorite quick service is Satuli Canteen. I think you're right, Hannah. I think other than the fact that it's so far away and it's so hot, I agree. Yak and Yeti also. I think the counter service might even be better than the table service. And I haven't been to the table service in years, but here's another vote for Flame Tree Barbecue. See, Becky, sounds like so much work. I need a minion to carry my food for me. I understand. Usually I do. Polite Pig, Tim Brown. When we were done recording, I'm like, how did Polite Pig not get mentioned? How did we? Because I don't think we talked about like best barbecue. I don't think so. But Polite Pig is another one. It's consistently outstanding. Like it's really, really good. Vonda, I used to like Sunshine Seasons. They used to have a sliced tuna over noodles, which was amazing. It was like $7, $8. It was really, really good. And then it went away. I'm not sure if it's back or not. I'll need to go and check it out. Jennifer, Chicken Guy is by far, not even close, she says, to my favorite for quick service. And the other thing too about Chicken Guy is it's quick service. Like the line moves pretty fast. Even if you walk by and you're like, "Ay, there's a long line outside," it moves pretty fast. And even like the little accessories on the side, like the little side plates and side dishes and stuff are good. I understand they have salads there too, but who orders that? Cassie Tucker, another vote for Satuli Canteen. Because you can go to Satuli Canteen 4 times and have 4 completely different meals, as long as you get the cheeseburger pods on the side. Because if you're going to do it right. This is not the time to start a diet. Look at this. So much love for Satuli Canteen. Yesenia said, homecoming, dining was very good. We had brunch there. I love it all. Like, I think you literally can go to homecoming for brunch, lunch, and dinner. Not on the same day, because it's a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of fried food. But good Gandhi, that's good stuff. Glenn Davis, I have not been to the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. It is for no, that's a lie. I went once and got a drink. Because it was like 18,000 degrees outside, which is a slight exaggeration because it was only like 17,000 degrees outside. And I just haven't had a chance to go back yet. Wow, so much love for Satuli Canteen. It's amazing. Another one, Jamie says, same thing. Favorite quick service, hands down, is Satuli Canteen. Ronto wraps do count, Tim Brown, but I actually think that's not a quick service location. it's more like a food. That's why I said like food cart, food stall, food stand, because yes, you can get it and sit down there, but they have like one thing on the menu, right? They've got the regular Ronto, they've got the vegan Ronto, and that's it. Like, do one thing well. I had an idea for a restaurant years ago. I literally still have like the whole document laid out, what the menu is going to be, where it was going to go, and I don't want to give up my idea just in case, like, if I ever retire from this and I want to do it. And I would, God, if I could open up in Disney Springs, would be amazing. But it literally does one thing, a bunch of different ways, but one thing well, and I think it would kill. I think it would kill. Maybe you should talk to Steve Schussler. I gotta go. All right, anyway, easily distracted. Sorry. Wow, all the love for Satuli Canteen. Baseline Tap House for a great beer and a tasty ribeye beef puff. I have never had the ribeye beef puff, but I just like saying beef puff. And the idea, anything that's like a sandwichable food, like that you could just pick up and eat. I like food like in sandwiches, in bowls, which are more like troughs for me. But Flame Tree Barbecue is our favorite quick service, says Tony. Good food, good value with an amazing view, right? Knowing where to sit, Tony, is the key. And I also think it's like half a degree cooler if you sit down by the water. So it's only like 99 degrees if you sit by the water as opposed to the 100 plus up top. The brisket melt at Woody's Lunchbox is the best quick service food. Atmosphere isn't the best. I wish I could eat inside Columbia Harbor House. I will see your brisket melt, and I will raise you the tachos. The tachos at Woody's Lunchbox are. We were waiting to be called at the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue Festival of Fun. I keep getting the name wrong, and they were running behind, and I was like, "Can I really?" I mean, I could have, but I didn't. I was like, "Can I / should I go to Woody's?" Get like tachos as like a pre-game appetizer for, and I'm happy that I didn't. I really, really, really liked. I want to find people to come with me to go to Woody's Rodeo Roundup Barbecue of Fun because I love the theming. I really like the food. Maybe I was just hungry, but it was delicious. Kristen says Skipper Canteen is a new favorite. Of course, I reviewed Skipper Canteen years ago when it first opened. But the menu is different now, so I almost can justify a return trip. Yes, I don't like to review places more than once. Nomad was an exception, and deservedly so. Skipper might have to be one too. Jennifer says, my favorite sit-down, not in Disney, but in the Swan, is Jennifer, Il Molino is the best Italian food on property. Period. It's the best Italian food on property. I'll put Il Molino in front of Maria Enzo's, in front of Pizza Ponte, in front of Enzo's Hideaway, in front of, I can't even put Mama Melrose's and Tony's in the same conversation. Il Molino is a scratch kitchen. The food is fantastic. The wine selection is amazing. They have a wonderful bar there. I love, love, love the Swan and Dolphin. The Swan and Dolphin, can I say this? Yes. The Swan and Dolphin still has the best overall dining opportunities in all of Walt Disney World, like resort-wise. If you think about the restaurants that are in those two resorts, now including Amare at the Reserve, and they have a nice little outside pool bar thing too. Amare at the Reserve was wonderful. You have Blue Zoo, which I need to go back to, Shula's, Rosa Mexicano, the Fountain, which has an amazing buffalo chicken salad and great burger, and Il Molino is and Kimono's, not even a question, the best Italian food in the 34786 zip code. Even like outside the little Walt Disney World proper, like it is good stuff. Mike D. Kidder says, I would legit fly down for a live dining review invite. Listen, here's your invite. We'll pick a place and we'll go. I just want to see if we'll actually get on a plane. Stephen Williams, buddy, says, Sunshine Seasons in the Land. I don't think I've ever done a live review of Sunshine Seasons. I need to get like 3 or 4 other people and we'll hit all like the different spots and then we'll congregate at a giant table and review it all. And it's inside and it's air conditioned. And we're just about to hit those like 3 weeks when there's not an Epcot festival going on, right? The Epcot Flower and Garden Festival ends this weekend, I believe, and then like August something, the next festival kicks off. But yeah, maybe I need to start keeping a list of all these places that I need to go and see. The cone at the Four Rivers truck. Look at you pulling Four Rivers in Disney Springs, the food truck. They have, oh God, what is the name of the cone? It's the big cone in like the crunchy taco shell. And I think so many people, like, you almost forget about the food trucks because they used to rotate. For a while, they rotated through. And now I think it's Four Rivers, the mac and cheese truck, because the Four Rivers food truck used to be by World at Disney for a while. And then they moved it there, but it's Four Rivers, mac and cheese, and I don't know because I usually end up eating somewhere else. The Geyser Point fish taco. Did I have the fish taco? The bison burger is so good. The bison burger and the wings. If only there was, like really, if there was somebody, anybody who could say, hey, Mangello, I'm going to pick you up right now, find some pants, and I will take you to Geyser Point and I'll buy you a bison burger, I would consider going. But that's obviously not going to happen. Is the Ronto wrap considered a taco? Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, to both. The Ronto wrap is, just because it's in that soft, somewhat buttery pita bread, it does not necessarily make it. Just because it folds in sort of that half moon shape, it does not a taco make. Rosa Mexicano says Nadine for the best tacos. I was there just for the media preview, but I have not been back for a full. Amanda, I think did you do either like a review or like you posted stuff from there? Or you've had it in New York? I think I've heard you mention Rosa Mexicano, or maybe I'm just projecting the idea that I want to go to Rosa Mexicano and looking for local people who like to eat to want to go with me. If only there was anybody, I would go like in the next couple of weeks because I need content for the show. Kevin Shea says, I love the Boardwalk Bakery for quick service. Gotta love that location, early morning, late at night. So Boardwalk Bakery, I have this weird love affair, yet like I get the DTs like when I think about it, because the only time I go to Boardwalk Bakery is when we go to cheer for a marathon, which usually means it's a long weekend of getting up really early and getting incredibly gross and sweaty hugs. So I like the food there. I don't necessarily love the reasons that I go. I kid because I love the fact that it's thundering outside. Let's see. Wine Bar George Artisan Cheese Plate, Wine Bar George Brunch, Wine Bar George Charcuterie Board, Wine Bar George Fried Mac and Cheese with the spicy Cheez-It crunch out stuff on the. Ay, Dios mío. Kenneth, I have not been to Flying Fish. It used to be my favorite eons ago. I thought Flying Fish was for a time. This is pre-Blue Zoo, I think. I mean, this is like 2005, 2006. I think Flying Fish was like the best restaurant on property. The Creperie in Epcot is my new favorite quick service place. I need to go and I got to review that too. So many crepes, so little time. It's true. I really don't get out of the house. So Robert Lee Stanley says, where is the best Greek restaurant in Walt Disney World? So it used to be Cucina, which then became Spoodles, which then became Trattoria Al Forno. I think now you have to go off property. Other than during the festivals when you get the Greek. No, well, yeah, because they don't have it. There used to be some at the Swan and Dolphin, but yeah, there's not a huge selection there. Fish tacos at Ale and Compass are great too. See, I would never think about fish tacos there. Now I have to go and review that too. If only there was somebody, Cassie, anybody who enjoyed fish tacos at Il Encompass and was relatively local who could go with me. Let's see. I like the guac and Mexican Pavilion. I love the creperie. Preservation Hall is a spiritual experience. When we went, it was shut down for an event for us, so I did not get the full Preservation Hall experience. But that night, I did go to Mr. B's. I brought a couple of friends who had never been before. They wanted to go someplace. I'm like, trust me. And I was able somehow to like finagle, which is a New Orleans word. I was able to finagle a reservation at Mr. B's, and the barbecue shrimp, if you know, you know. It is not a first date food, or maybe it is. Maybe it is a first date food because it's very messy. They give you a bib. Like, it's not a dainty, delicate, I want to sort of be proper just to impress my date. But if you can watch your date just sort of dig in and just get all sloppy and messy with that barbecue shrimp and be like, wow, he or she still is pretty hot, then you know that's the one. Just lock it in right then and there. Because if you can survive that, you know that that is the right person for you. More love for Satuli Canteen. Okay, wait, now I have to go faster. I'm so far behind. I'm so bad. There is no pho in Epcot other than when, was it the Food and Wine or Festival of the Arts had the noodle bowl station place thing? They had pho. But there's some great pho restaurants in the Orlando area if you don't mind going outside the bubble. I got to do that this weekend. I'm writing it down. Pho. Because I want to go for pho this weekend. It means, again, pants, but it's fine. It's worth it. Jim says, I finally got to Hoop-de-Doo. So good and fun. Amanda Bonner, that is not helpful, nor is that going to happen. Just to be clear. None of those things are absolutely actually going to happen. Brittany says, I love Scat Cats. I love the Meniers. By the way, I have not forgotten about picking the winner for the Disneyland Paris thing. We'll get to it. I'll go real. Wow, we've been talking about quick service restaurants for an hour. This is why we're friends. Oh, I just got your text message. Person who probably does not want me to say, but OMG, I didn't know. Somebody said that there's a secret menu. Am I allowed to say this? That there's a secret menu. Oh my God, I want to come back. Like, I really want to come back. Mr. B's is so, so good. It was like, we had such a nice meal. There was the four of us who went, and yeah, it was just, Mr. B's is a good time. Brennan's is really nice too. We didn't get a chance to go to Brennan's. I wanted to take them to Brennan's for brunch, and we just didn't have time to do it. Jim O'Neill says, Lou, best overall Disney dining experience taking into account food, atmosphere, service, and company. Jim O'Neill says, ours, Palo private dining room for brunch on the Wonder in Alaska with 12 family and friends. Amazing. I agree. I don't know if it's the overall best ever, but now that you say that, and I'll put a caveat on there, Jim. Pre-COVID, Palo brunch private dining room on the Wonder for 12, when you used to be able to go and graze. I'm a grazer. I like me a good Palo brunch and just sort of picking and choosing and getting, pocketfuls of that Pecorino Romano cheese and taking back to my room with balsamic glaze on it, whatever. But yeah, that's a good time right there. All right, now I have to, let me see. Let me catch up very quickly. There's not a meet of the month planned for August yet. August is a crazy month for me. I have travel. I've got conferences. I'm moving not one, but two kids into college. Whew, don't get me started. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when I can sneak it in. It might have to be like during the week. Because I just don't know when and where I can and swing it in. But it will be after I drop my kids off, because it's going to have to be the end of the month. If I'm going to be able to make it, it's going to have to be the end of the month. Patricia Carlson says, Ale & Compass for breakfast buffet. I love being here, a local. Kendall Foreman, who, by the way, you might recognize from the WW Radio blog team and some past episodes, of which we're going to do another one again soon. I'm putting Kendall on the spot, but that's fine because I love talking to Kendall. Killing me with the waffle sandwich. Kendall, I was killing myself because I haven't had one in years. And I'm like, the Magic Kingdom is so close, yet so far away. And for those of you who don't live in the area, I know it's a first world, like, local problem. But like getting there, it's like getting to Magic Kingdom. I can't complain. I need to go. And just for waffle set. Maybe I'll do, wait a minute. Problem, opportunity, solution, a meet of the month at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. Wait, I have to write this down because meet of the month. I have no idea what Sleepy. That's not even English, Manjel. That looks like Sanskrit. Meet of the month, Sleepy Hollow. You'll make sense of that at some other point. So, lounges are awesome, Becky. I'm still waiting to do the best lounges in Walt Disney World, but that's fine. We'll get to it. Becky, but you and I go to lounges for wildly different reasons. You prefer to drink your calories. I prefer to chew on them and eat them, but that's fine. It's like the black and white cookie coming together. You do the drinking, I'll do the eating, and together it's cue the music. Cellier is my favorite steak. The filet and the Canada booth from Flower and Garden were supposedly from Le Cellier, and they were incredible, says Ashley. Chef Brandon, who used to be Chef Brandon from the Boathouse, is now Chef Brandon of Epcot and that section of the festival. So I'll have to ask him about that. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they come from the same kitchens. Top 10 places Becky doesn't want to go. I literally could do, maybe that could be, we'll get all of us to get, we'll put this in the clubhouse. We'll put this in the clubhouse as like a post or a poll and see what everybody comes up with. If somebody can post that there, top 10 places in Walt Disney World that Becky doesn't want to go, let's just have at it and have some fun. So Jacob Ward says, I was just telling my wife that we're going to have to try the Boathouse on one of our future trips. You have convinced me. Jacob, I'm not a person who likes to make guarantees that often, but I will guarantee that you have a good time. And if you don't, let me know. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, but you can let me know anywhere. Oh, Gary Witt, the play area at Dumbo. Becky would literally, her brains would, like, she would just, there would be a physical melting down of play area at Dumbo in the summer when it's really humid. So like August 15th, right? Kids aren't back in school yet. It's really hot. It's really crowded. It's got to be like a Saturday. Maybe on a holiday, if we can get a holiday weekend in there somehow, that's really the way to do it. Let me see. Let me go on here. Steakhouse 71 has progressed leaps and bounds from the Wave. I agree. And I like the Wave. I like the Wave Lounge better than I like the Wave Restaurant, but I agree. And I've been to Steakhouse 71 for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and have I been there for dinner? I did, but I had the burger. One time I had a salad with filet on it, and it was outstanding. So good. Polite Pig, Cassie Tucker, Polite Pig is good across the board. Like, I haven't had anything of Polite Pig that I haven't enjoyed. And we reviewed that a few years ago. But it's one of those places you can go in Springs, and it's consistently good, and it's worth the wait. Ashley Bittenbitter says, "Go with me here, Chicken Guy on DCL." Ashley, I'm torn because there's something about the tenders on DCL that they just hit different. I don't know what they do. I don't even know if it's real chicken. It doesn't matter, but there's a texture, a flavor, a composition of the tender there that's very different, and I'm not sure I want to lose that. So I can have chicken guy on land, and I have chicken tenders at sea, and we get a little bit of the best. It's like a land and sea chicken tender adventure. Where's the best slice of pie to get in Walt Disney World? We hear about cupcakes, cookies, and Dole Whips, but I find joy in a flaky, buttery crust. So if you're looking for a single slice of pie, you can't get it at Via Napoli other than the window, but it's limited in what you can get there. So I might actually say if you're only going for a slice, a single slice, you might be best served at Pizza Ponte. And don't discount Blaze Pizza either. I know it's sort of like a pizza factory, but the fact that you can customize it any way that you want, and it's made fresh, and you can even be like, yeah, burn that crust a little. Like however you want it, they'll do it. There is something to be said for Blaze Pizza. Plus, you can take it home, which is always nice too. Let me see. I'm going through as fast as I can. Jerry Dusenberry, looking forward to Columbia Harbor House next month, unless the family tries to talk me into Liberty Tree again. Jerry, the last time I was at Columbia Harbor House, I really, really liked it. I was there. I mean, it's probably been a couple years with my family, but we really, I was with my kids. We really, really liked it. Earl's Sandwich is great. It's quick and decently priced. The reason why I didn't mention it specifically is only because Earl's Sandwich you can get anywhere. And because you can get it other places, if I'm recommending something for people who are going to Walt Disney World, I want, and the list was really trying to be more Walt Disney World. I'm sorry, I'm going to need a second here. Let me read this. This is not right. I've never had. I'm going to need security here and family services. Yeah. She's never had a tacho. She doesn't even know how to spell tacho. Yeah. She wrote tocho. I don't even know what that word means. I probably just cursed in some foreign language. It's T-O-T. It's like tot because it's like a tater tot. Joe. Right, but she left the T out. She's not only never had one. I don't think she's ever actually seen one. Right, because they only serve it at counter service. I know that there's children at Woody's Lunchbox. I know that there's no concierge level there either. No, I'm not going to bring her tachos. I will bring her to the tachos. I will buy her tachos. I will teach her how to spell tachos. Okay. Becky's never had a what? Becky, this explains a lot. We need to really sort of go deep into this childhood trauma of never having a tacho before. We will fix this. Mel at Topolino's it's a top 5 restaurant at Walt Disney World. That chicken sugo rigatoni, it flames from the side of my face. It is so good. Color us surprised. Becky, I have never. This is the first I'm learning in all the time I've known you that you've never had a tacho. It just doesn't. You never cease to shock me. Robert says sushi at Kimonos is my favorite. He spelled sushi wrong and called it karaoke. You do the karaoke. I will do the sushi because that's the way to. That's how I roll. Sanat is a great sit-down restaurant. William, I think the best play for Sanaa is late night lounge because you can still get stuff off the menu. It's not crowded. You get a bunch of friends and you get that big table. You get a couple of drinks. You get a couple of bread services, a bunch of appetizers. I don't know if we did. We reviewed the lounge there one night. If it just wasn't so far from me, and I know it's relative, but I love like because bread service is sort of that perfect communal like fun family and friend food. AJ's love of Garden Grill makes me want to go there. It makes me want to go there. I haven't been to Garden Grill since maybe like my kids were in strollers, which was like way too long ago. Don't make me cry. I'm driving through Old Windermere. I'll pick you up right now, but it's pouring. It's between the rain and the time. So should I just forget the announcement? Should I just not even announce the winner and just go to Sanaa? Probably not a good idea. Although, if the lightning keeps up and the power goes out, then wouldn't that be fun? Duncan Wardle, top 10 people on the planet that I love, respect, and admire. There's a list of 9, and then way up, all the way off by himself, is the Duncan Wardle, former vice president of creativity and innovation at the Walt Disney Company, and a heck of a nice guy, and a world traveler too. I'm actually surprised that Duncan has stopped traveling and speaking long enough. It is good to see you, buddy. Please let me know when you're back in town for any time at all, and I will meet you whenever and wherever for a coffee or a meal. So this week's podcast is one of my favorites. Jason, thank you very much. Take that, share it on social, and tag me, and that's the kind of stuff. That's how you sort of help to spread the word. By the way, I'm ridiculously hungry. If I wasn't hungry before, I just hope that there's nobody else home, because I'm going to tear into my kitchen or Uber Eats, depending on what the situation is. All right, let me just go. Let me just quickly go forward. Stephanie says V&A's was one of our best dining experiences ever. I have not been since it has been since it has reopened. I'd be very curious to see, but really, V&A's is like that once every 5-year, 7-year, 10-year kind of restaurant. You can't sort of go there all the time. I mean, I would like to go and do it again, but let me say, you would kill. Oh, that's also true. I didn't really think about that. Wait, I just missed it. You would keel over at an August meet of the month at Sleepy Hollow. But if Becky's here, I'll do it, because Becky would love to be outside in August at Sleepy Hollow. It's all the things Becky loves: Magic Kingdom, children, crowded, children, hot, muggy, no air conditioning, counter service restaurant, no alcohol. Yeah, it's all the things. It's like 8 out of the 10 things that Becky loves not. But yeah, that is also true. You need to go to Publix and get their black raspberry Linzer tarts. What? I love black raspberry because it's like a fruit, so it's healthy. Let me see. I just want the sauces from Steakhouse 71, like Sanaa's bread service. Is Chicken Guy's chicken sandwich better than Popeye's? Do you know, I never got a chance to get the Popeye, the one that sort of was the social buzz a couple of years ago. I haven't been to Popeyes in years. Let me see. Wait, Kevin Lively, that's fun to learn. I missed a comment from Kevin Lively, and now I'm trying to go back. Oh, Blaze Pizza was founded by a former Jungle Cruise skipper. See that? You come here for the entertainment, and you get not dropped those kind of exclusive knowledge bombs. So there you go. Wait, Tony, I'm not sure if this is a joke or if this is, I'm not even sure if this is like a curse word. Do you remember Sticky Mickeys? I feel it's wildly inappropriate for me to say that, but do you remember, I don't make the news, I just report it. Do you remember Sticky Mickeys at the Concourse restaurant for breakfast at the Contemporary back in, Tony, do I even ask what a Sticky Mickey is? Jennifer, you never had a tacho either? What? I feel like we literally need to have like a meet, not in August, because there's no shade at Disney's Hollywood Studios in that section. A tacho meet of the month. You don't have to have tachos, and I can't buy them from everybody. What it says here, Becky, here you go. Tots are made from potatoes like vodka. Now you're speaking our language. All of a sudden, her ears perked up like a little puppy. I need a food and diet. So, Amy, I want to go back. I mean, we're going back to Disneyland Paris next year, but I would love to go back. And I did say that there are, how do I say this? Some places are definitely better than others, food-wise, in Disneyland Paris. I think the best meal I had there, was Pim's Test Kitchen. I loved it. Like, I had such a good time. I was like a little kid at Pim's Test Kitchen. Like, I only went up 17 times to the buffet, but I really, really liked that a lot. All right, let me just keep going here. Yes, Katie McNamara, you are supposed to share your bread service at Sanaa or to go by yourself. That's cool too. I could eat bread service by myself. That's not much of a challenge, is it, Mangello? Or is it? It's like those extreme eating competitions, but eat all the bread service by myself. Do you remember years ago when Pecos Bills had like the nacho challenge, when it was like X amount of pounds of like nachos and cheese sauce, and it was supposed to be for like 4 people? My plan was to go and see if I could tackle the nacho challenge by myself because, and then COVID happened. And my plans were thwarted. And I don't get to say thwarted a lot, but they were thwarted by COVID, and I never got to participate in the nacho challenge. So I just ate 17 pounds of Doritos during COVID instead in a weekend. Let's see. Let me quickly go. Let me just catch up here. Oh, yeah, I want a Nutella waffle right now, too. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Could I actually go to Magic Kingdom and get waffles? Wait, no, I know what I'm going to do. Wait, I should do this. Should I do this? You should think before you say this out loud, Mangello. It doesn't matter. Say it anyway. I think what I'm going to do, I'll try it once and see how it goes. I'm going to I'll go somewhere with no sort of announcement ahead of time where I'm going and be like, hey, I'm in Magic Kingdom. It's 12 o'clock. I'm at Sleepy Hollow Refreshment. The first 5 people that come here, I'll buy waffles for, and we'll have waffles together for lunch. And I could do that there. I could do that at Woody's for tachos. I could do it at insert multiple locations here for a pretzel with the cool, funky Disney cheese. First 5 people that show up, I will buy whatever that item is for. That's stupid? Possibly. I'm very hungry, and I'm possibly a little bit woozy and delirious. So, all right, let's see. Let me quick catch up here a little bit. A January Tacho meetup, I might be able to do that. I might be able to do that too. I did eat at Remy, Yesenia. We did eat at Remy. Again, prefix menu when we were there for dinner, like most of the other restaurants in Disneyland Paris. I love the theming inside Remy. It was very cute. It was very fun. Every sort of little detail speaks. I think part of the problem too was we had eaten so much that day that I wasn't super hungry. I had fish. I'm sure it had a much more formal and fancy name, but I had fish when I was there. So that's all. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but I know that I had fish. So, all right, let me catch up. And it's 8:45 already. You people, how are you still here? You're probably we just want to hear who the winner is. And yes, I could have a waffle. Definitely have a waffle party. Plastic cheese for the win. There's something about, actually, I really like the jalapeno cream cheese pretzels. Do they still have those? They used to have them in Lunching Pad, and then they had them in Animal Kingdom, and I haven't seen those. A surprise meet and eat. Nick Palazzo. I like that. I'll just take a screenshot of it, and I'll stop writing things down. Plus, I can't read my handwriting anyway. Can we do a corn nugget meat of the month? Yes. I think if we go in an off time, Nate, after lunch or early, in between like lunch and dinner, like dinner time. And when it's not crazy hot, we could do a corn dog meetup at Casey's. Probably not in the summer. August is tough. I got to find someplace inside. Sunshine Seasons. Sunshine Seasons might not be the worst place to have a meet for August if I can get that in. Fisher Friends Not Food. I did get the memo, and I very, very quickly tore it up and threw it away because fish are friends and they are food. Pepper cheese pretzel is now at the Cheshire Cafe. It's not that I don't believe you, but I think I need to go and test this for myself, or you can bring me one and just take a picture of where you got that from. So, all right. Well, my idea of talking about multiple things on the list of the best food in Walt Disney World it didn't grind to a screeching halt at one. It ended up being a cavalcade of fun and food on just a single topic, and that's okay. Because obviously it's part of the reason why we're friends. There's a lot of great food to be had in Walt Disney World. So now let's finally get to it. I know what you're waiting for. I know exactly what you've been waiting for. And yes, now is the time. Now is the best time to let you know that on Friday, I will be announcing, this is the wrong graphic, but that's okay. I will be announcing the schedule and speakers and having a live discussion and Q&A about my Momentum Weekend Workshop this September 29th through October 1st. You'll find out more about what it's about, what you can learn, the inspiration, education, impact, and community. And who knows, if you tune in live, I might even have a special super secret discount code just for you. So if you're interested, it's on my personal Facebook this Friday at 2 p.m. And if you want to learn more about Momentum, you can just go to LouMangello.com, which, by the way, has just been refreshed, so you can go check that out as well. Now, on to the matters at hand. Let me know, be honest. Is the announcement of the winner the only reason why you're here tonight? It's not. The winner's been chosen. The graphic has been made. It has been validated by our team of attorneys and accountants, which is me. Who is here just for the announcement, just to find out if you won? Mary's like, no, I just wanted to talk about food. That's good. Little Don said I didn't enter. Good. I'm happy that you're here. No matter what you're here for, I'm happy that you're here. It's like having people over for Christmas. I don't care if you're here just for the White Elephant Exchange or just for the free food or for the friendship. I'm just happy that you're in my home for Christmas. I don't mean you, but if you want to come over for Christmas, that's fine. So Kevin Shea says, I'm just here for the food, which is why we have the shirts that say the same. First things first, thank you to you for participating or just sort of playing along in the Disneyland Paris giveaway. This has been super fun to do. It has been great to see so many people getting involved and engaged. Obviously, huge thanks to the folks at Disneyland Paris for making this happen. Do not forget, my friend, that whether you win or whether you don't, it does not matter. Because even if you want to go to Disneyland Paris and you don't win, our friends at Mouse Fan Travel, including but not limited to Becky Menken and some of the other agent travel advisors who are in the chat tonight, they can help you get there as well. The purpose of those two shows that we did was to hopefully get you interested, get you excited for the opportunity to go to Disneyland Paris. It is beautiful. It is fun. Even if you're coming from the States, it's easily accessible. It is a relatively short plane ride over. It's easy to get there by train. The park is spectacular. There's so much to do. So I highly, highly recommend going. You can go get a free no obligation quote from our friends over at Mouse Fan Travel. But we did have this contest that ran for 2 weeks over on Instagram. Thanks to everybody who played. Thanks to everybody who became a new friend / follower as a result. If you're here tonight because somebody tagged you in the contest, and that's how you found the show, that's how you found the live, let me know. Rebecca says, it worked. It was never high on my list, but now it is a must-do. I have no idea about that dragon before the show, but it feels it is worth the visit alone. It absolutely is. Nate says, if I go, I'll be your tour guide. If I knew how to say absolutely in French, I would do it, but I don't want to insult all the French. Rich says, it's my first time attending a live show. This is fantastic. Thank you very much for being here. Carol, it's not, listen, the odds are, what's that quote from the Hangry Games? The odds are in your favor. I don't know. Listen, just so you know, couple of things. We had thousands of entries, including, not including, because they didn't count. I got hundreds of emails and who said, listen, I'm not on Instagram. Is there any other way that I can enter? Unfortunately, this contest did take place only on Instagram. It's why I was very clear on Facebook. I know some people were sort of commenting and tagging there. The only entries that were considered were the ones on Instagram. And when they were randomly selected as a winner, it was also important that I validated every part of the conditions of the contest, not just liking, but tagging somebody, following me, following Disneyland Paris, doing some of the things that were in there as well. Fortunately, the first and only name that was drawn actually did do that, so I didn't have to worry about that as well. But this is, it's a ton of fun. I actually have another idea that will not be it'll be platform agnostic. So you won't have to worry, well, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram. I have an idea for something that I want to implement. I almost did it for this contest, but I'm saving it, and then I'm happy that I did because I added another wrinkle to it. Yes, Becky, it's one of the ideas I want to talk to you about, but it'll be fun, and you don't have to worry about what platform you're on, what platform you're not on, and I'll make sure I give everybody enough time to enter as well. Jennifer says, I couldn't enter because I couldn't tag Tom Cruise. I don't know if that was the condition. I don't know if you had, you couldn't enter because I said no celebrities. I mean, if you're friends with Tom, mazel tov, knock yourself out. But I'm sure you have other friends that you could have tagged as well. So anyway, again, the contest, whoops, it's the wrong graphic, doesn't matter. The contest ran for 2 weeks. We had thousands of entries. Thank you to everybody who participated. Some of you, really wanted to win this contest. And I said you can, as long as you tag different people, you can enter more than once. Some of you entered way more than once, and good on you, because everybody was sort of in the same pool. I took all of the valid entries. I don't think I have a drum roll sound effect here. Let's see, wait. Do I have a drum? Let's see. Applause, no. Music, crickets. I have crickets. I don't think, here, wait. I don't think I have a drum effect. No drum effect. It doesn't matter. Do your own drum effects at home, because after 2 weeks, I am dragging this on as long as I possibly can. I don't know. I didn't mean to do crickets. Now I'm just going to play with the sound effect. So, after 2 weeks, the contest ended on Sunday. I validated and randomly selected one winner. And the winner of our Disneyland Paris magical giveaway for 4 is... I just want to say thanks again, because it really, the winner is Alexandra Smith. So if you are A. Jones Smith 1126 on Instagram, congratulations. Do I have applause? I think I have applause somewhere. You are you are the you are the winner. I have not reached out to Alexandra as yet. I wanted the surprise to come here on the show. I will reach out to Alexandra and let her know. I don't. Doesn't look like she is here. I don't know, but yeah. So congratulations to Alexandra. You and your family, or you and 3 friends, are going to Disneyland Paris for an incredible vacation. I've spoken to the folks at Disneyland Paris. They've got a lot of. It's going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. Thank you to any and all of you who entered. I appreciate it. Again, I've got some ideas for other contests, other giveaways that we're going to do in the future as well. And we are going to London, Paris next year on an Adventures by Disney. It is sold out. This one sold out like very, very quickly. Almost not quite as fast as China, but it's sold out super quickly. We do have a wait list available. It is an Adventures by Disney to London and then Paris, and then we are going to extend for a couple of days for anybody who wants to stay in Disneyland Paris. And if you live in London and if you live in Paris, yes, I'm going to do meetups. Do not sweat it. I promise that you don't have to sort of be on the ABD in order to meet up in London and or Paris, but you can find out more there. And who knows, Becky, we might have to do another trip to Paris. Why don't we? What's wrong with us? Why don't we just do like a group trip to Disneyland Paris? And I know I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud live on the show without sort of, telling you first, but this is how it happens. I get inspiration and it just sort of like comes out. Like that other idea that this can tie into the other thing that we were talking about doing. Maybe we should do this too. I might be able to do back to back. We'll talk. We'll catch up. I know. Okay. Chris Garr says, I just dream of winning the weekly trivia someday. Chris, don't sweat. I still have more. I brought a lot of like stuff from Paris and Disneyland Paris when I went. So I still have some Disneyland Paris stuff I can give away as well. Carrie's like, yes, please, a Disneyland Paris group trip that would not be an Adventures by Disney. It would be a little bit more accessible. But yeah, Becky and I have lots of stuff to talk about. And usually when we say, she beat me by half a second. I'm like, now she's going to say, this is why I drink. No, you drink because you like to drink. It just happens to be when we're having our meetings. That's why these things get forgotten about and pushed to the side. But that's okay. We have a lot of fun stuff planned ahead. Jess says, my son asks every week if we won. Jess, how old is your son? I'm just curious, how old is your son? Because one, I love the fact that you listen with your son, or like, is your son like 47 or is he like 9? So, Amber Bramble, the hug that I would give you, and that I'm giving you sort of virtually from a distance right now, I've already won. I have the Box family. I just want to leave that up. Like, that's it. That's the sentiment right there. That's what community means. That's what family means right now. Jess says he's 7. All right, so Jess, Jess, is your son listening right now? Like, is he watching? I'm curious. Just tell me, because there's a reason why. I'm going to answer. I want you to answer that question for me. But while I'm waiting to hear back from Jess, let me see. A couple other quick things very quickly. Okay. Oh, Jess, he's asleep. All right. So, how can I do this? I want to send your son like a little prize package somehow. But I can't say he won the trivia contest, because then the people who entered will be like, wait a minute, now you're just cheating because I heard you show him around the live show. But I wonder if there's a way that we can like send me an email. I want to figure out a way to sort of send your son like a little prize package, maybe like a backpack and like stickers and like a pin, stuff like that. And because I dig that. I love the fact that you guys listen together. Because really, 7-year-olds are my target demographic. That's really what it's like. I'm sort of taking the doodle bops mentality and I'm really sort of honing in on the 7-year-olds. But no, I would love to do that. And yes, Cassie, you can send me some Uber Eats. Cassie can tell that I'm hungry. Cassie can tell that I'm very, very hungry at this point. So Um, Elizabeth said she surprised me at D23, so I have faith. That was a lot of fun. That was the first time. Was the first time? No, it was not the first time we met. Yes, it was. When Elizabeth's husband Darren surprised her with a WDW Radio Nation platinum membership. She's like, "Wait, I thought I was getting something good. I got this." No, it was great to be able to deliver it for you in person. And for those of you who caught the Doodle Bops reference, thank you. So just Jess, reach out to me and let me know. So let me see. What am I forgetting here? What am I forgetting? Don't forget too, we still have some spots available. I should really change this graphic because it's. Oh wait, no, this is wrong. This is the wrong graphic because the discount was extended to June. Becky, is it June 30th? Is June 30th? I believe that the discount was extended until the end of this month. So you have like 48 hours left. Probably not even 48, more like 40 hours left. If you want to join us in countries and places whose names I will not try and pronounce, but a Danube Christmas Market River Cruise, I cannot wait. June 30th, you have 2 days left. Hop on it, get on it. It is going to be an absolute ton of fun. Don't forget too about my Momentum session announcement and speaker announcement this Friday live, 2 o'clock, not in the clubhouse, not on WW Radio, but at facebook.com/Lou Mongello. There's other stuff that I'm forgetting. I don't know exactly what it is because I don't have all of my graphics up. Oh, thanks everybody who's part of the Nation family. I love you. I appreciate you. You keep the lights on, and I love just some of the things. We had a great call the other night on our Zoom call on Monday night. I love being able to connect and chat with you that way. It doesn't matter what else I'm forgetting. I know what else I forgot. Wait, we haven't done a Disney Plus pick of the week in a while. Check out I haven't watched Secret Invasion yet this week. Let's watch it. Let's talk about it, and then you know what we'll do, instead of necessarily talking about it on the show next week, I will update the graphic at some point, but we can go and talk about it over in the spoiler support group at www.radio.com/spoilers. Again, visit Mouse Fan Travel for any and all of your vacation planning needs. Invite your friends to be part of our family and our community over in the clubhouse, and always remember to choose the good. You do. It is why we are family and why we are community, and why this place, this thing that you have built, is special. I truly do love you. I appreciate you more than you know. If there's ever anything I could do for you, let me know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing along tonight. Thank you for entering the giveaway. Congratulations to the winner. In my heart, you are all winners. I really, though, am the biggest winner because I get to call you my friend, and I mean that sincerely. You mean more to me than you know. So have a great night, have a great week, and I will see you next weekend. Bye.